my fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
On March 20th, 2003, coalition forces led by the United States invaded Iraq. By the end of 2007, the number of combat encounters had significantly decreased. U.S. President George Bush declared success and ordered a large number of troops to return home. Reconstruction efforts began within Iraq. During one such operation at a pipeline, several American workers and the soldiers guarding them were killed. An experienced sniper and his spotter are assigned to locate those responsible and clear the area of any remaining threats. At the beginning of the film, we see two U.S. soldiers, Shane Matthews and Alan Isaac, scanning for a target in the bushes under the scorching Iraqi sun. It's been 20 hours since they arrived and took cover, and in all that time, they haven't seen a single movement. Matthews believes the killers are long gone and wants to move into the open, but Isaac wants to stay cautious. The bodies of the slain workers and guards are lying far from any cover. Isaac suggests that they didn't have time to react because they were taken out by a very skilled sniper. Only one soldier managed to reach the remains of an old wall from where he was able to send a radio message to the command center. That message is what brought the two soldiers to the scene. Matthews doesn't believe a local insurgent could pull off something like this. He thinks it's probably the work of a group of raiders. Isaac recalls rumors of an enemy sniper named Juba, but his partner dismisses them as silly legends. More time passes, and Matthews refuses to keep sweating it out for nothing. He crawls out of the bushes and takes off his camouflage gear, despite Isaac's protests. No sniper would wait in this kind of heat for an entire day. John Cena heads toward the wall alone to retrieve the fallen soldier's radio and get out of this God-forsaken place. Rifle in hand, he walks across the desert while Isaac watches through the scope. To ease the tension, they joke and tease each other. Passing by the corpses, Matthews asks for cover and tells Isaac to keep an eye on the wall, but the lens on Isaac's scope fogs up at the worst possible moment. Matthews moves from body to body, searching for clues, and realizes they were all taken out by clean headshots. With concern in his voice, he tells his partner his theory is correct. He wants to figure out where the shots came from, but Isaac still can't fix the scope, which he took from a fallen friend named Dean. Isaac urges him to fall back. Suddenly, a distant gunshot rings out, and Matthews collapses, writhing in pain. The enemy sniper hit him directly in the stomach, and his partner immediately runs across the desert to help. The sniper tries to shoot him, but he runs in a zigzag pattern, dodging the bullets skillfully. He makes it to his partner alive, but takes a shot to the leg. Matthews screams at Isaac to leave him and hide behind the wall, or they'll both die. The spotter has no choice. Summoning the last of his strength, he leaps over the wall, and old bricks begin to fall on his head. A bullet is lodged in his leg, leaving a serious wound. Matthews is a few dozen meters away, and the two men stay in contact via local radio. Matthews is in agony, certain he's dying, and asks Isaac to pass his earnings on to his younger brother. He knows their only chance of survival is to contact the base and call for help. Isaac tries to crawl to the backpack, but his wound prevents him from moving. He applies a tourniquet to stop the bleeding and writes the time on it so he can remove it before the tissue dies. He reaches the radio and tries to contact the base, but discovers there's no signal. While Isaac was running, the sniper's bullet damaged the antenna. Matthews starts planning a dash to the wall and asks Isaac to cover him. Isaac immediately shoots down the idea as suicidal. They still don't know how far away the sniper is, but Matthews insists on grabbing his rifle and returning fire. Isaac replies that the sniper will see any movement and shoot instantly. He begs his partner not to move, reaches for the scope, and tries to pull out a few bricks from the wall to improve his view. He uses a knife to pry them loose, but the fragile structure collapses on his hand like a house of cards. Now, Isaac's index finger is also out of action. He manages to push the binoculars through a hole and identify where the sniper might be hiding. He calls out to Matthews, but he has already lost consciousness due to blood loss. He didn't have time to treat his wound, which is essentially a death sentence. Not wanting to share his partner's fate, Isaac takes a knife and clenches a piece of cloth between his teeth. He performs surgery on himself to remove the bullet from his leg and applies a sterile bandage. From the shock and pain, Isaac passes out. He wakes up to someone trying to contact him via short-range radio. Coming to his senses, Isaac puts on the headset and urgently requests evacuation. The officer on the other end promises to help, but begins to grow suspicious since the radio only picks up signals within a small radius. He also starts asking strange questions. Isaac examines the bullet and realizes it's Allied ammunition, not Iraqi. The man on the radio asks for the request code, but Isaac doesn't understand what he means. He never requested a medevac. The operator asks if he has a weapon on him and tells him to stand up and fire it into the air. Isaac realizes these questions could give away his position to the sniper. He agrees to give the code, but stops himself at the last second. He knows this goes completely against protocol and begins to question the man on the other end. Isaac notices a strange accent, and the Iraqi sniper admits it's actually him on the line, that he's the one who shot the two soldiers. He caught the open frequency to lure his enemy out of hiding. While Isaac tries to use the broken radio again to contact base, the sniper threatens to blow Matthew's face off, so he'll be buried in a closed casket. Isaac asks what he wants, and the man says he just wants to talk and get to know the soldier better. He's bored. He's been lying here for days waiting for a target. Isaac agrees to tell his story, but only after hearing the snipers first. He calls himself just an ordinary Iraqi citizen, defending his country from invaders. Isaac uses the time to scan the surroundings and estimate the distance from where the shot was fired. He draws a map in the sand and recalls the angle at which the bullet entered his leg. The sniper keeps asking questions, and Isaac realizes the Iraqi knows too much about U.S. military ranks. Perhaps he was trained by the Allies and later betrayed them. The American says the sniper gunned down innocent workers who were helping rebuild Iraq's economy.
Pipelines, huh? For our economy?
But the sniper just laughs in response. That pipeline wasn't making money for his country, he says. It was just pumping resources that would profit the United States. The sniper starts asking about Isaac's family, but Isaac doesn't want to talk and keeps stalling, trying to reach the radio of the fallen soldier lying by another section of the wall nearby. The Iraqi speaks perfect English and then shocks Isaac by revealing he knows about Dean, the soldier who died. It turns out the sniper had been listening to their conversations the entire time. He wants to know more about Dean, and when Isaac refuses, he threatens once again to shoot Matthews. Isaac tries to reach the radio using a stick and some wire, but the distance is too great to do it unnoticed. After failing, he tries to quench his thirst, but his canteen is nearly empty. The sniper shot it too, and there's barely any water left. The sniper keeps pushing, asking more and more questions. Isaac refuses to answer and asks how this cruel game will end. The sniper replies that he's simply enjoying the conversation. The American will bleed out anyway. The bullet was placed just beneath the kneecap, a wound that's nearly impossible to tourniquet. The canteen and antenna weren't hit by accident either. Isaac begins to panic, realizing he underestimated his enemy. The sniper is bored, and this is his way of entertaining himself. He feels like a rabbit caught in a trap, while the hunter mocks him from above. Isaac begins to suspect the sniper is trying to distract him in order to flank his position. At that moment, the sniper says the wall now protecting the American's life was once part of an Iraqi school destroyed by the U.S. military. But Isaac doesn't care. He mocks the statement.
You're hiding in the shadow of Islam.
No, I'm hiding in the shadow of fucking death. I'm in the fucking shadow of death.
To avoid wasting time, Isaac continues trying to determine the sniper's weapon model by counting the number of shots fired. He's fired around 10 rounds, including 1 at Matthews and 3 at Isaac, meaning the magazine likely holds about 20 rounds. Isaac starts asking him a few clever questions. The soldier calls him a terrorist, which once again makes the Iraqi laugh. After all, it's the American who is standing on foreign soil with a rifle in his hands. Suddenly, Isaac hears the sound of metal over the radio.
You're in the fucking trash. No fucking way.
And soon realizes the enemy is hiding in a junkyard, even farther than he had guessed. Isaac suspects that only someone as skilled as the legendary Juba could be pulling this off. Juba is said to have killed 35 American soldiers, earning the nicknames Ghost and Angel of Death. Juba refuses the compliments, preferring to be seen simply as a citizen defending his country. He hides for days in harsh conditions, enduring unbearable heat, and clearly has military training, likely from the Allied forces. Isaac calls him a traitor and a rat, but Juba replies that he wasn't the one who fired first. He's not the one who came to someone else's land with weapons. He asks Isaac the most important question: why is he here? Why return to Iraq when most soldiers have already gone home? Juba suggests it might have something to do with the fallen soldier Dean. Exhausted, Isaac lies down and begins to explain. They came from the same neighborhood. He knows Dean's wife, who works at a supermarket, and he once held Dean's son in his arms. But he doesn't plan to say more. He uses his last bit of strength to shield himself from the blazing sun and rest. Juba threatens to kill him and hang his lying tongue around his neck as a trophy. Soon, Isaac comes up with a new plan to lure the sniper out. He attaches a helmet and jacket to his rifle and lifts it over the wall like a scarecrow. But Juba is too experienced to fall for it. Instead, the helmet slips and falls behind the wall. Now, Isaac has no protection for his head if he tries to move. Overwhelmed and desperate, the soldier begins to cry, holding a pistol in his hand. He thinks about ending it, but as time passes, Isaac realizes he's almost out of time. Under the cover of another sandstorm, when the sniper can't see, he gathers his strength and drags his wounded leg, using the rifle for support. He knows he must risk it to reach the dead soldier's radio and call for help. Isaac manages to move a few meters, and due to the storm, Juba can't get a clear aim. He grabs everything he can carry, but on his way back, the sniper opens fire. A section of the wall collapses, but he makes it back to cover. In the fallen American's backpack, he finds water and candy, which he quickly devours. At that moment, Juba starts shooting at another section of the wall, causing it to crumble. He gets back on the radio, claiming he could have easily killed Isaac, but Isaac doesn't respond. Instead, he tries to turn on the radio, but it's completely broken. On top of that, the falling wall section has severely damaged his scope. Now he can't see anything through it. All hope fades. The only thing left is to keep talking with the Angel of Death, and that's exactly what Isaac does. Juba is happy to hear from him again. The sniper has clearly spent too much time alone in a pile of garbage. He starts quoting poems written by Edgar Allan Poe, someone Isaac seems to know little about. The poet had wanted to become a soldier, but made a better writer than a warrior. Rather than listening, Isaac notices strange interference in his headset and realizes that Matthews has woken up and is signaling him.
Take thy beak from out of my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Both.
Amazingly, the sergeant is still alive, and Isaac relays the enemy's location to him. Shane tries not to draw attention and uses a small mirror to scan the area behind him. Alan guides his partner toward the target and continues distracting the sniper with casual small talk. While Matthews slowly inches toward the rifle, Isaac tries to find out whether Juba studied abroad. The sniper replies that he used to be a school teacher in Baghdad. The school building he worked at was hit by an American bomb, killing his students, and a piece of shrapnel has been lodged in his elbow ever since. So, in his eyes, the killed workers were simply a matter of an eye for an eye. Meanwhile, the partner keeps moving closer and closer to the rifle. Isaac still can't understand how a well-educated schoolteacher became a cold-blooded killer. Juba hints that the reason is on the other end of the line, Isaac himself. Recalling another teacher who once trained him in the art of war, Isaac now looks forward to the revenge his partner will soon take. He tries to instill fear in Juba by saying he could be in someone's crosshairs now, but it doesn't really work. At that moment, the sandstorm clears, finally giving Matthews the chance to shoot. But now the enemy can also see the American lying on the ground and threatens to shoot him again. Isaac shouts for his friend not to move. He starts talking again about the friend who gave him the scope. Turns out, that friend was shot by a sniper while Isaac was supposed to be covering him. That's why now he's doing everything he can to keep Juba talking, so he doesn't lose another teammate.
Slower.
Slower what? What's going on?
Who are you talking to?
Because of Isaac's mistake, Juba hears part of the American's conversation over the radio and starts to get suspicious. To distract him, Alan fires into the air, and Matthews blindly starts shooting at the junkyard. After emptying the entire magazine, Shane begins to reload, but at that moment, he's hit by a return shot in the shoulder. Isaac panics and yells for his friend to crawl to cover while he still can, but Juba lets Matthews move a few meters, giving Alan false hope. A few seconds later, he witnesses a bullet go straight through Shane's head. His friend dies instantly, and Isaac stands frozen in disbelief for a while.
I wanna go home. I wanna go fucking home.
So go. Walk away.
Then he breaks down completely and says he just wants to go home. Hearing this, Juba tells him to go, promising not to shoot, but he must be sure the American won't come back for revenge or to reimpose his order. After all, the war is over, and they're still here. Isaac had the chance to go home with the rest of the soldiers, but he chose to stay. He is emotionally broken and tearfully confesses that he wasn't just responsible for Dean's death. He killed him because he failed to cover him while Dean was checking a body and got hit by a bullet. That's why, as a memorial, he took Dean's spotting scope.
Oh man, I lied. I fucking lied so much. Trying to keep the story straight.
To keep the story straight, he lied to everyone. He's completely exhausted from it all. Juba is the first person in the world Isaac has told the truth. The sniper says nothing in response. Instead, the soldier hears some noise coming from the radio. After transferring the antenna from the dead radio to his own, he hears the command base calling him. Overjoyed, the soldier tries to respond, but instead, Juba begins speaking for him. The sniper has learned enough to impersonate the American and requests an extraction. Isaac tries to interrupt their communication, but can't send a signal due to equipment failure. He realizes this isn't the first time Juba has done this. This is how they were lured into the trap. All previous rescue calls were setups, allowing Juba to kill as many American soldiers as possible. The trap has sprung, and Isaac is powerless to stop another massacre the cunning sniper is about to orchestrate.
Camouflage yourself from me, you fuck.
We'll do our best, Cap. Over and out. Out.
Fuck you.
The radio transmission ends, and Isaac feels like a complete fool. Soon he passes out again. This time he's awakened by a crow pecking at the wound on his leg. It's nearly dark, and Isaac refuses to die without a fight. He contacts Juba again, knowing the sniper will give away his position to the rescue team if he starts shooting. Juba doesn't respond, so Isaac decides to retrieve Matthew's rifle, which is only a few feet away. He pulls it toward himself using a rope and stick, then sets up the weapon behind the wall to start firing at the trash heap. Afterward, Alan braces himself against the wall and begins to push it down. As the structure collapses forward, helicopters appear on the horizon. A cloud of sand hides Isaac from Juba's view, and the sniper fires first. For the first time, Isaac sees the flash of the shot. He takes aim and pulls the trigger, firing directly at the enemy. The shots go silent, and Isaac stands up to confirm the sniper's death, or die trying, revealing the enemy's location to his allies. He closes his eyes, ready to meet death. Seconds feel like an eternity, and the man doesn't know if he's alive or already dead. The helicopters land behind him, and Isaac collapses to the ground. Juba hasn't fired. He must be dead. The soldier is placed on a stretcher, and he asks them to check the junkyard to make sure the danger is gone. But due to exhaustion and the roar of the choppers, no one hears him. They carry him onto the helicopter, and two medics begin providing emergency aid mid-air. Suddenly, one of them is shot in the head. As Alan tries to shout to the others, they fall one by one from sniper fire. Juba kills the pilot and damages the chopper, sending it crashing to the ground like a rock. Even though the sniper didn't shoot Isaac, he still didn't let him go home. Watching the wreckage through his scope, Juba answers the base's call and pretends to be another American soldier. His trap is sure to work again.